A big thank you goes out to Squarespace for supporting this week's video, Exploring Englishman River Falls. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing really well. Many of you will be happy to know that the F4 project, which includes myself, Thomas Heaton, Nick Page, Gavin Hardcastle and Greg Snell, is finally finished. Hooray! All the videos have been edited, they've been uploaded, and our grand launch is this weekend. I hope that you can join us for the launch party on Zoom. If you want to find out more about it, just go to f4roadtrip.com and you'll find all the information. I'll also leave a few clips from the project at the end of this video. Now this morning I've come out to Englishman River Falls again, and I'm really sorry to say that I actually did a video here last night, and I got a couple of really good shots, and then when I went to edit the video, the audio was just absolutely awful. So for whatever reason I had the EQ levels way too high, and it was just unbearable to listen to. Probably because of the waterfall in the background, I turned them up a little bit thinking that my voice would come out a little bit better. Well, I was wrong. So I've come out again to try and repeat my my images from yesterday, and I've kind of done it a little bit backwards this morning. I actually took the photographs first, and now I'm talking to you because the light isn't as good as it was last night. It's actually quite sunny today. Luckily, this section of the waterfall is in the shade. So anyway, I've got a couple of images. I'll go over those images with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of this video. This looks really promising, this section right here. So what I've tried to do is include these two rocks here, because they really kind of add a foundation to the bottom or the mid-ground of the image. I particularly like this rock here because it points towards the rest of the creek here and these waterfalls, and also leads your eye, or on the back of the camera anyway, to this log up here. So I've included that on purpose so that, in theory, this rock will lead you to this log, and then the log back to the waterfall. So it kind of gives you this, I don't know, it draws your eye all around the frame. The only problem that I do see with this is that this area here is quite bright, so I am going to have to darken that down quite a bit. Now I've used a 32 to 64. I did try a wide angle and got in close to this area here, but I ran into a couple of problems. The first problem is that there's a lot of spray in this area, and I have to keep my lens keeps getting the water droplets on it. The other thing is that, like last week, this waterfall starts to get a little bit small, even though the foreground ends up quite dominant, I want to kind of try to compress the scene just a little bit. So I don't know, it looks great on the back of the camera. We'll see how it goes. I am using a polarizer. This is a -3 stop ND polarizer, and the reason why I'm using that is because I want to try and keep the shutter speed down to around 1/5 of a second. And with this polarizer, I'm able to do that. If I just use a normal polarizer, then I have to stop all the way down to f/22 to get that shutter speed, which is not really what I want. It's quite bright today. We just happen to be in the shade right now, so I'm going to have to get a move on before the sun comes up over the trees behind me and casts light on these falls.
Once again, I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video and supporting my channel. If you're in the market for a website that will showcase your art simply and beautifully, then head over to Squarespace. A Squarespace website is intuitive to set up and offers a ton of options to customize a website the way that you want it. Interested in learning more? Head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and if you love what you find, use the code AdamGibbs for 10% off your first purchase.
Okay, I found another composition, but it's really precarious, and I'm getting absolutely soaked. There wasn't really any point in me wearing welly boots because my pants have got so wet that they're dripping into my boots. Oh well. So I'm still working with the same elements as in the last composition, except this time I've moved over to the right even more, and I'm taking a horizontal. And I want to include this section here. Now originally I was going to try and get over here, but it's just too slippery. So I've got this in the right hand side. The only problem is that it looks a little bit off balance. We have these beautiful rocks in the foreground with the log and the waterfall, but then this side section just almost looks separate to the rest of the image. So what I'm going to do is probably crop it to either a 4x5 or square format, just so that it shows just a little bit of this waterfall on the side. So we have the waterfall on the side and then the rock. Okay, this is the composition that I have, and as you can see, I really love this water in the foreground on the right side here. Put my finger over here on the right side here. I love the rocks again, and the log in the background, these trees. But I'll probably crop it perhaps to a 4x5 or a square. Now, as far as focusing goes, with a scene like this, I'm stopping down to f16. I'm in 1/3 of a second, ISO 200. I have a polarizer on, so that's kind of reducing the exposure a little bit. I probably could get away with f11. So let's bring this to f11. Now, as far as focusing goes, I'm going to focus on this rock right in the middle here, and I have it on autofocus. We can put it in manual if you're not too sure about autofocus, and you can use focus peaking. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I forgot to wipe the lens. That's the other problem around here. There's too many things to think about. You have to be quick because get that one water drop on there and it just ruins that image. Trying to do too many things at once here. And let's take a look at the image. And there we go. I think that'll work pretty good. I'll probably have to warm it up a little bit. It's quite cyan because we have blue skies this morning. So we're just getting ambient light in the shadows here. Well, I am absolutely soaked. My feet are soaked. Oh well, it's all worth it. It's all for a good cause. Talking of these boots, they're not quite as comfortable as my old muck boots. The one thing that I do really like about these boots, though, is the Vibram sole. I noticed in this area particularly, there's a lot of really slippery rocks, and the Vibram sole sticks really quite well, much better than the muck boots. So if you can find a decent pair of boots with a good Vibram sole, then you're probably going to enjoy them more than, say, something just a regular welly boots. They're very slippery on wet rocks. All right, well, thank you ever so much again for watching this week's video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And as always, if you enjoy the content of my channel, don't forget to push that subscribe button. Right, I'm going to pack up and go and have some breakfast. Right, till next week. Bye for now.
It's going to kick off.
You disappoint me, Adam.
But you still laugh it.
I can't wait to show you guys what this place looks like.
This light is fantastic.
Oh, wait. Oh God! Kick the old bastard.
It's just that easy, folks.